Hello, darlings, and happy Sunday. I hope that you're having a fabulous one right here on the Vuyo Joboda Show on your Sunday evening. I hope you're good in the guys, because today is a special episode, right? It is Christmas time. I think we should sing a happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year song. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Woo! My case is just like, and then. Guys, if we are on social media at Bricks TV, so get in touch with us and let us know, what are you doing this Christmas? What are you eating? What are you enjoying? Who are you with? What are you wearing? And all those details around Christmas. But because we love you so much, we brought you the best of the best to celebrate Christmas with us. His name is Junior Phala, right? I'm so excited I forgot his surname, guys. That's how much excitement I have for this Christmas episode. Junior Phala, who's a PR graduate all the way from Johannesburg, here to share with us on what the PR industry is all about, but also his love for social media and how he can take a brand from 5K to 9K in a couple of weeks. Hey, interesting, right? Ladies and gents, help me welcome Junior Phala. Woo! Should I sprinkle you with Christmas things?
I mean, please, let's get festive already. I'm ready.
Let's get festive. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us, flying all the way from Johannesburg just to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that you are a PR guru now, I'd like to say, because you've done strides in the PR industry. Let's take it back a little bit. Ugutse, who exactly is Junior and where did this come about?
Yeah. So you want to take it
back. Fantuka.
How? Fantuka. Okay. So originally, I am from Mamelodi. Don't know if you know Mamelodi.
Mamelodi, of course.
You've heard of it. Yeah, that's where I was born and raised. Junior is a very interesting young man.
Yeah.
Grew up special. Always happy. Always was very naughty. I was very naughty as a young kid. So I've always known, like with my journey, that I would land in the public space. Somehow, somewhere. I remember there was a time when I was young and we were church after church. My mom was just left me playing around there. So what I did, I was 6 years old, went and I grabbed a mic and I started singing. And they had a church meeting, you know, the women at church. And she will never stop reminding me of that day, even today. So, yeah, I've always been out there, man. Always been out there. And hence, that led me to wanting to study public relations. It wasn't I didn't go straight into it. Initially, I wanted to study television. Initially, I wanted to be an accountant. Initially, I wanted to study economics. You know, leaving high school, you have so many things you want to do. But through finding myself, I thought, you know what? This is actually the space that I want to be in. And through public relations, that's where I ended up in social media. So it's public relations, but I specialize in social media. And yeah, man, I don't know if I left anything. You'll ask
I'm
if I did.
I'm going to take you more back.
Sure, okay, cool.
So we were talking about like how, you know, your upbringing and stuff like that. And because it is Christmas, you know, I'd just like to touch base on that and some of your Christmas memories that you have around this time. Some that you can remember, and just share those with us. Why are you laughing? Has it been a hectic couple of Christmases?
The funniest one just came to head. Like I told you, I was very naughty when I was young.
Yeah.
And my cousin, if he's watching this, he will remember very well. So we had a one Christmas family gathering, and we were so bored. We were so bored.
Yeah.
We took my dad's car. I think I was 7. We were the same age. He's 96, just a few months apart. So I don't know who came up with the idea. I don't want to say it was me. I don't want to say it was him.
Yeah.
But somebody said, let's start the car and see what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
So 2 little midgets. One was down there. One was here. I was here. And I started the car. So he didn't even press anything. Did the car not jump and hit the tree? Crashed.
Yeah.
Crashed the tree.
At 7 years old.
7 years old.
So you really were a special child.
No, yeah. From the get-go.
Yeah. And when did you realize your love for media, for, you know, being a personality?
Yeah.
And at what age did you realize that, hey, there's something that I think about me that draws me to that industry?
I could safely say grade 9, because that's when I started doing castings now. I had a modeling agency and I'd skip school just to attend castings. I don't know how many castings I went to during high school, and none of them came to fruition. I've never been on TV for an ad or whatever, but that has never stopped me. But that's where the love came from. I've always wanted to be on TV, you know, and that I want to be on TV. I want to be on TV, and I'll do anything to get on TV.
Yeah.
I think that's where it started. So high school.
And then how was the journey to transcending to getting into it now? What are some of the things that happened for you that you had to maneuver or kind of make way for what it is that you're doing now today?
I think, you know, and it goes back to there are so many, like, different roads, or is it different roads?
Roads, journeys, paths.
There are many ways to get to a destination. Yeah, definitely. That's what I learned through this journey, that it's not always going to be cutthroat or easy for you. It's not going to always be auditioning or how entering a competition and just becoming an overnight success. For some of us, it has to be hard, you know. You have to, it's going to test you, and it'll test you to a point where, what am I saying? It'll test you to a point where,
like I know exactly what you mean.
What I'm trying to say, that it'll test you to a point where I'm just struggling to find the word to see if you really want it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
What a test is how well do you want it?
How badly do you want it? So what are you willing to do to get there? Is it because the castings do not work out, because you don't know anybody who can get you inside? Are you gonna stop, or is it really, really, really what you want to do? So for me, it's been that, because I've went from auditioning to working for an events company. Like, who would have thought? I never thought I would. You know, to sort of like almost giving up and saying, okay, I want to do something else. Screw this. You know, sorry for my. You know. So yeah, essentially what I'm saying is there's so many ways to get to where you want to go, and it's all determined by whether you want to get there or not. Yeah. And I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does. I mean, I can definitely understand, and I can relate to some extent to it, you know, because those tests are there to push you and to make sure that you actually really want this, and how far are you willing to go to get it. And I guess you got to develop a certain skill from all of those no's, from all of that rejection, and what are some of the skills and some of the eyes that you kind of got about the industry and about yourself as well?
So I think one thing I've learned about myself is that whether I fall 1,000 times, whether I fall 10,000 times, I will always get back up. And that's important, because you never know how close you are to where you want to be. You know, it's so important that even when you don't feel like it, it's hard. It's easier said than done. It will be hard. There will be days where you're like, no. But getting up the next day and knowing that you actually, even though you might not know it, but know that there's somebody watching that is inspired by your journey. That's why you should never, ever, ever stop. So that's what I've learned about myself, is that I will just keep going, no matter what, until I get there.
And you're getting there. You actually are there, you know. I definitely think, and I think how you're doing it is it's so strategically so, and it's done so eloquently, and you can see the heart that you're putting into it. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And the PR industry, how has that been for you, and how are you finding your feet within the PR space?
So within the PR space, I think, like I said, for me, I discovered that, you know, it's so broad these days, actually, right? So you can limit it to so many things. Well, not limited, but you can get into so many things within it. Like social media. It's rising, you know. Who would have thought 10 years back that social media would actually be part of PR, you know? And for me, I think that's where I want to excel in. That's where that's the space that I am in. And I'll look for new ways to grow in it, to excel in it, to hopefully one day do work for brands through social media, because I know that it's a growing industry and it will be big.
And I like that, because in South Africa, it's not much of a space that people focus necessarily all of their attention in, where in other countries, like, social media is an actual full career that people take very seriously and put hard work into it. You know, I asked on social media people questions that they have for you. And this one particular person asked, you know, you've had to some extent adjust what it is that you wanted to do, because you mentioned you wanted to be in the media space. What did it take for you to do that transition and that adjustment in order to getting into PR from wanting to be in the media space? Or those two things kind of incongruency to each other?
Can you just rephrase your question?
So in the
maybe?
sense of like, what did it have to take for you to be like, I wanted to be in media, I wanted to be on television, but now I'm taking it upon myself to disrupt the social media space and take ownership in that and take that space up. What did it have to take for you to make that decision? And
so I think with that, it took a whole lot of realizing where the industry is headed. You know, it was so tough because you've always wanted to do this thing and you want this route because you've seen a Bonang Mateba take this route, you know, and that's the route you want to take. But then when you really look at it in hindsight and look at technology and the fourth industrial revolution, you have to adjust. You have to say, dude, I want to excel in the space, but I can't do it the traditional way. I have to do what modern day people do. So you look overseas, obviously overseas, they're way advanced than us. Then you look at people who are excelling in their space through the new channels and you're like, okay, I'm also going to channel this, even though it might take time to come to South Africa, but I know that eventually when it does, it's going to be a success and it will work out. So it took a whole lot of just learning about what the world, where the world is going. Keep up to date, read, watch, listen, learn, grow.
And be knowledgeable in that sense. Listen, I heard somewhere that you managed to take this brand from like 5K followers to 9K followers. And it's funny because we had Joe Human here on the show. He gave us a masterclass in branding. We had Zukila Mane, who is also an influencer. And she gave us some tips and tricks about this. How do you get from 5K to 9K followers?
You know what, and this might sound like I'm lying or whatever, but literally passion.
Okay.
Because I know somebody who was running this page before, right? And they did not manage to do as much as I did in a short space of time. But the difference was that I was passionate about doing, you know, there's a difference between somebody who just does the work and then you having the passion to make sure that you implement the new things that you've learned about social media, about growing a brand. To be very honest, it was easy for me. It wasn't I sat down and I was stressing and no, I engaged with people. I made sure that the content for the brand was out there. It was fun also. It was very fun. And then you make it fun for other people, then
you make it fun for other
you
people.
get more followers.
Listen, we're having fun on the show, and I'm sure that our audience at home are having fun getting to learn more about Junior and his journey about endurance and how you can, you know, just go on the journey of success without apology of any regard. We're going to be turning to more after this ad break. But right now, though, let's continue with our Christmas carols as we enjoy our Christmas pudding. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. What do you want? What was
I want pudding.
Welcome back, darlings. I hope that you're still having a festive Christmas and that you're getting ready, man, for another segment of this fabulous Christmas show with us right here on the VuyoJoboda Show with myself, your host, Vuyo Joboda. Darling, on social media, we are at Bricks TV, so get in touch with us and let us know, Uguti, what are you eating once again? What are you wearing on this Christmas? But as I promised you earlier on, Uguti, we're going to get in more conversation with our guest for today, and he'll be letting us know more about his YouTube channel, you know, his social media journey, and also his plans for the upcoming year, while not forgetting his initiative called Bad Girl. Once again, help me welcome Junior. Yeah, I like how chill you are. You're just like, I mean, hey, why not? Are you enjoying Cape Town?
I mean, I just got here.
Keep the people
but it's always, but you know, Cape Town's always a vibe.
Yeah.
It's always love the atmosphere, love the energy, and just how laid back it is, man. Away from the city.
Yeah.
You know, the city's busy, dude.
Chill vibes. You're gonna go to the beach and the ocean and enjoy.
Like alone. Do you understand?
Listen, you one day you wake up and you were like, you know what, guys, I should start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What was going on in your head, and what were your plans for this channel?
Shoot, okay. That wasn't a one-day dream or one-day thing where... So it started, I think, years back, maybe 2 years back to say the least. I've always been told to start one. I remember even vividly, there was this one girl who was like, you know what, dude, why don't you just start a YouTube channel and just record videos of your face? Just, you know, just record. just chill. You don't have to talk or anything.
Yeah.
Just record. I'm like, dude, what do you mean? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's where the seed was planted, you know? Then I was like, okay, if I wanted to be on TV, I mean, shooting wouldn't be so bad. I like dressing up, you know. But I just didn't know what exactly then I would do on it, you know. That's why it didn't come to fruition for so long. Until then I was like, oh, yeah, okay, then one day it hit me like.
So one day happened.
You did, actually. One day, something was like, okay, so you like clothes, you like dressing up, and you always get DMs about people asking you for style tips and where you buy this, where you buy that. So I'm like, okay, it's a platform for me to answer all those questions and just be me also, you know, and because just share a little bit of me with other people, which is what they want. I was like, okay, YouTube, okay, why not? Let's try it. And that's how it came.
And how's it been going thus far? How's the response been?
It's been, for me, it's more about doing what I've always wanted to do, and it feels so right, and it feels so liberating. It's so fun. So for me, that's where I'm focused right now. I'm focused on just putting more out and having more fun with it. And appreciate the support that's been there already. You know, it's been so amazing. Like, I never thought people would receive it that well. I knew they would receive it because there are people who actually ask for it. But I didn't know that there are people who would receive it that well. And I just appreciate every little single comment, just that view also, you know, and that it makes me want to do more and just put out more. And yeah.
And you're putting out exciting content, and people I mean, they also are going to be seeing this on the YouTube channel, right?
Fair, yeah. I mean, if you can get it to me,
yeah.
Definitely.
And then another day, you know, when you just wake up and make decisions. Another day you woke up, you were like, let me start an initiative where I'm helping underprivileged girls to get some sanitary towels. What was going on through your head at that particular time?
So this was during second year of public relations. So then within the program, so I was studying with a group of girls. I was like, I think one of two guys was doing the public relations program. So we were sitting, we had to do a sort of like a charity thing for our project for school. And then we didn't have an idea of what to do and stuff. But then the pedagogue idea came about from the girls. Literally, it was their idea. I won't even steal anybody's idea. They came about the idea and they said, you know what, let's do this. But then we had to sit down and say, okay, cool, it's been done before. People do it, it's nothing new. So how will we make it impactful, and how will we change, sort of like leave a mark, you know? And then we decided to sort of, it was when Men Are Trash was a thing. Then we did a promo of it with only guys, which is nothing you'll never expect a pedagogue campaign to be run by guys. So we ran the promo thing, and we did hashtag not all men are trash, and we standing up for girls. And then we sort of like, what if it was your sister? What if it was your mother? What if it was, and then we ran with it, and hopefully we left an impact. We collected about over 2,000 pads for the campaign that we did. And we handed them over in Mamelodi. We had a whole ceremony. We went there, we spoke to the kids, you know, engaged, took pictures, left an impact. And hopefully we hope to do it more. It's not something that we just want to leave there and there. So we're still in chats. We're working on doing more and continuing with the program.
You know, I asked Suki this question when she was here on the show about the importance of social media influencers, people who are very big in the social media space, in the media space. What's important for them to use those platforms for social and positive impact? Because I mean, we're seeing how you managed to collect all of those of those pads for those young girls. But why is it important, or how is it important for one to use their platform? Because you have a voice, right? People are listening to what you say. So why is it important for you to speak up and speak positively and influentially so?
I think it's very important because then you remember when you're on social media, you're inspiring people, right? People look up to you. People want to see what you do and how you do it. So if I'm just going to be on social media posting about clothes and wanting you to look at my stuff and like my stuff, But what am I leaving out there that is bigger than that? You know, what impact? What for me, my biggest thing is even when my name comes up in wherever, I want it to be he also does this for the community. This is what he's done, and this is what you can look up to, and this is what you can do, you know? So then that young boy that looks up to me knows that even if he wants to be in my space, he's not going to be all about himself or all about, like, it's not a you thing. It becomes a we thing and a them thing. Because essentially that's what social media is about, you putting yourself out there for other people. So then extending it to doing community work, projects, and just changing someone else's life should be a part of it, I believe. It just works together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's a conversation that we necessarily need to have about how young people can start taking initiative amongst themselves, start taking ownership of whether it be issues or positive things or whatever it may be around them. How do they go about doing that and saying we're taking ownership and we're changing narratives, we're changing stereotypes, and we're creating the society that we want to create for ourselves?
I think being in the right space with the right people, it's so important, because you need to hang around, at least the 5 people that you say are closest to you have to be the people that literally inspire you to want to do better. And if they're not, then they're not the right people for you, because then you will never get anywhere with people who don't necessarily see the need to uplift, to impact. And just hang around the right people. And it's not easy. It seems
finding those people.
Finding those people.
Sticking with them.
I wouldn't confidently say I've found them, but I know that there's 1 or 2 in my circle who will emphasize the importance of giving back, who will emphasize the importance of it's more than you. It's not only about you. It's about leaving something behind.
Yeah, and I think it's because we're both young people, you know, and I think it's so important that in the space that we're in, we kind of be very aware and cognizant of that fact that there are others who are looking up to us and they want to know, you know, and they want to see, how to go about doing that. It's so beautiful. I'm inspired by you. I think it's it's beautiful what it is that you do. And we're saying goodbye to 2019. What are some of the lessons that you've taken from this year?
Shoo. The toughest pill I've had to swallow this year is that nobody cares. You really need to wake up and go chase for whatever you need to go. No emotions. Nobody cares about how you feel. Like, not in the workspace even. Forget. What? Don't bring those things there. So yeah, man, just toughening up. It was so tough on me because I grew up being taken care of. I'm the last born at home. You know?
I'm a last born.
Last born. You're so used to being taken care of and being treated like an egg, and you know, you don't expect that people would be mean to you or people would, but dog, nobody cares in this lifetime, dog. You need to be tough in order to make it.
Yeah, and I guess that endurance is what's going to help you get ready.
Exactly.
And get ready for the new year. 2020 is coming up in a couple of days. What are you looking forward to, and what can we expect from you?
It's so scary.
You had to breathe. Is it too much? Is it like too much excitement?
It's too much excitement, but I also wouldn't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
But I think for me, 2020, most importantly, and which is why I'm on this trip alone. I've come here to gather my thoughts, sit down, I have ideas, but figure out how I'm going to fetch them this year. So 2020 for me is about going for these things that I want. I will get them eventually.
Yes.
Not sitting back. I feel like I've done that a lot, you know, even though it might not seem like it, but I feel like there are things that I sort of took lightly that I should take more importantly. And just going after what I need to go after and getting it.
I can't wait to see it, Janie. I can't wait to see what it is that you're going to just let your wings go and fly. Before I let you go, it is Christmas once again. What is
pudding?
I was going to ask you, what's your favorite Christmas meal? What are you going to be eating on Tuesday?
Which is? Because it's Christmas now. That's if I'll be home.
Okay.
But-
What are you going to be
And I don't
eating?
have a sweet tooth.
Oh no. You're so, I don't want to say boring because you're my guest, but still, why not?
I don't know.
So what are you, like a 7 colors kind of person?
Yeah, so when, on Christmas, I'm used to mom cooking all these different kinds of food that just come together on a plate, you know, all those 7
But the
colors.
beetroot sometimes just doesn't.
You know, it ruins it. And my mom loves it. Yeah, my mom loves
Junior, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And once again, I wish you all the best for the year 2020. And come back when you've, come and share more things that you're doing with us on the show. We absolutely loved having you on the show. We loved having you at home. And we loved having you join us on the show today. Everything Christmas, everything sparkly, everything bright. And I hope that's ready for the Christmas year and that those 7 colors are being prepared. Because if you're not having a 7 color, just don't include the beetroot though. But if you're not having a 7 colors meal, then what are you doing? Because Christmas is all about sharing, loving, and spending time with family. So I hope you'll be spending time with your family this Christmas. And share with us those 7 color meal photos on our Instagram page at Bricks TV. Also on Twitter, we're at Bricks TV, and on Facebook at Bricks TV. But South Africa and all over the world, we love you and we are wishing you a Merry Christmas right here from the Vuyo Joboda Show with myself, your host, Vuyo Joboda. It's a Merry, Merry Christmas. Cheers for now.